evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. It was a green day, wasn't it? It was a crazy one because we had no idea, but it just ended up being totally green and looking super good. And then Trump tweeted out that he wasn't going after Powell and all kinds of good stuff. So the markets in the after hours are going up, the futures are up, everything looking good right now. So we're going to go through and see what's going to be popping tomorrow. A lot of things are popping up today. So let's take a look and see what we have going on. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. Always do your due diligence. So let's go ahead and take a look. I'll remember to switch it over. There you go. Nice green heat map right there. And let's look at our LGMK. We'll start off with that logic mark. Started to move in the after hours. It was curled up right there at the end of the day, looking great. And then it kind of just made itself flat in the after hours. But I think it's going to get ready to rip, guys. I mean, this thing making that base, it was green like the entire day, curled up most of the day right here, trying to roll, and then all of a sudden flattened out at the very end there. So usually when they do that, they're trying to rip, and look at this thing. I mean, it's right there, and it was like almost touching it. It looked really good curling up. That's why I was saying it did look like it wanted to get ripping there. It did pull back a hair, but I'm looking at that. Obviously, tomorrow we haven't let go of it, and yeah, it's building a nice base and looking pretty good. So we are definitely eyeing up this logic mark right here, LGMK. And how you doing, Blue Collar Teamster, Luis Rodriguez, and Laptop Travel, Barbara, and everybody else that chimes in? How is everybody tonight? And here we go. AGMH, we've been looking at this thing and saying it was looking good. It's up today. It was moving up in the after hours quite a bit right here, and we've been watching this bad boy. So this got curled up. I don't even know what they do, but apparently they do something that got it moving today. But now the stock chart was looking pretty good, and as you can see, it moved from 2 cents all the way up to almost 6 there, and it's over 5, almost at 5.5, 0.0540, and over that 20 right there. So it is looking pretty good. And like I said, this one has it in the after hours, but their after hours aren't right yet, so you can't tell on the candle. So you have to look over there and make sure on the trend spider it is up, looking good this after hours. And so keep an eye on that one as well. And that's your AGMH, and it's already running up. But obviously, we're keeping an eye on it to run up some more. And we've been looking at it, and it's been looking good, just like Logic Mark and a few other of these that get moving. So, and good morning, traders. I'm pretty sure Laptop Travels over in Asia, I believe, right now. So he has like a totally different hours. He's operating at different hours than I think the rest of us at the moment, but it's all good. And I think that's why it makes it easier for him for them 4 a.m. Trading. But hey, you make it work what fits your lifestyle and where you're at the time. So yeah, I think he's taking full advantage of that. But DGLY right here we go, and it is curling up. Another one we've been tracking down, and another one not looking bad. So I think it's, look at that, trying to push into that 20 right there. So you got a few of these penny ones looking pretty good right here. So we're keeping an eye on all these guys. And APDN was moving. We liked it last night, and it was moving into the 90 cents. I said maybe it'll get close to $1. It got to 94. It was pretty close. 6 cents off there. It started off at like 83 in the 80s. So it wasn't bad, and it did move up there. So we had that one cruising up today, and that looked pretty good. And it does look like it wants to continue up. You can see has that 20 way up there in the 130. So keep an eye on your APDN to keep moving. And how about DMN? That was not even looking bad today. It was pulled back there, but again, not looking bad. It's almost doing the same thing Logic Mark's doing, and it has these run-ups here. So I'll keep an eye on it and see what it wants to do, but we'll wait for Logic Mark first. And yeah, look at this. It's just starting to, like I said, Logic Mark was teetering there, curling all day, and this thing's just kind of flat and trying to curl back up, and this one's way down there. So could definitely be a great opportunity right there for DMN, Damon Inc., and the one that we've been watching. And SUNE did the reverse split. It was running up in the after hours yesterday. It did pull back today, and some of these reverse split jobbers were not running as they usually do. So we'll keep an eye on them and see if they want to change around. But maybe that was its little dip right there, and it'll get moving for SUNE. So I was watching this thing to see if it wanted to cruise off that reverse split, and it never really did there. So we'll keep an eye on Sun Nation Energy right there and see if it does want to run. And this BDRX was just kind of hopping around and said it went down 5 cents in the after hours. I didn't notice, but it says it right there. And it did not look bad. I'll have to look at it again tomorrow. If not, maybe not. But it's like fighting its way, trying to curl up here in this channel. And it has a big channel. That's why it looks pretty good. And you can kind of see right there, it has a pretty hefty channel right there. So if it gets up and starts moving, this could roll. And I'll tell you what, I was looking at it today, and these two, the MACD lines, were actually touching each other, like literally touching. And now it's bouncing up. So even though it dipped down that after hours, it doesn't look bad right there on BDRX. So I'll watch that and see what it wants to do right there. And especially for tomorrow, HIT we've been watching was just kind of running around flat, but it's right flat on this 20. And it'd take a big dip today. I didn't even see that, but it did take a big dip. It said, let's look at it. HIT, maybe that's a nice little dip and rip. It wasn't too big, but 65, it came down to 62. It's at 67, and it's up higher than what it opened at. And HIT doesn't look bad right there, sitting on that 20. Look at it trying to curl up that 20. So this also has a pretty big channel. So look at that channel. That one's huge as well. So keep your eye on HIT, Health and Tech. I do like that one as well. So keep an eye on that. And we'll look at this clue right here and see. It was trying to run up yesterday. It was running up some today. And we said, keep an eye. If it can get through this 20 and look at it, starting to make separation and trying to curl. It's still running flat down there. So it could have that pop. If it can get through there tomorrow, it has a good chance to run. And again, guys, this thing has a major channel. It gets through that. I mean, there's nothing really holding it back. And that's a huge channel. So watching these for some big old poppers right here to see if they can really get moving. But look at this clue. We've been watching it just run flat. We love when they run flat like this, they're bound to just bounce up at some point, and you just have to keep an eye. And it does look like it's trying to get through there. So we will be watching this still. And that's CLEU, one of them China small caps, and LICN is another one, a China small cap. And we'll see what that one wants to do. It's just flat today. It was down a little bit. It was not moving around a whole lot when I looked at it, but that doesn't mean it wasn't doing anything. And let's see what it's up to right here. 335 to 358 actually wasn't moving too bad, and it closed at 341. It came down a little bit, and there you go. So this one is not looking bad. Another small cap China one right here. So keep an eye on this, and we'll see if it can get crawled up in another one with one of them big old channels right there. And we love when they get into that, because you kind of figure it curls up and runs it in there, and it's a pretty easy one to look at. So UOKA, this one's been all over the place, and I think it might be trying to bottom out down here. So it might be a good opportunity again. I was watching it today, and I said, wow, that looks like it could bottom out. Let's just make sure tomorrow, and I'll keep an eye on that UOKA. And yeah, we'll see if that one, because that one could easily run right back up and be good. That 20 is still curling down there at 15, but we'll see what it wants to do tomorrow. And let's take a look at HEPA. This thing has just been kind of cruising around, not doing a whole lot. It was up a penny today. It was kind of jumping around all over, as you can see that candle, but this could have bottomed out as well. Had some good dips right there. And let's see, 31, then it came down to 26 yesterday, and today 26 to 30, and it closed at 28. So it does look like it's trying to move up. We were looking at it yesterday on that dip, and now it looks like it might be trying to base out and curl up. So I think HEPA might be finally looking decent. We've just been tracking that one down here. Had a couple spike ups there, but nothing real crazy. But this is where you'd rather be, at the 28 or lower, and get it to really run up there. So that is HEPA, and we'll look at that tomorrow and make sure that's bottoming out, to make sure it wants to get rolling. And I'm telling you, this OCGN, guys, I mean, we should just go back from back in the day. I'll look at the sheets. I'll start pulling up one of them early ones where we said when it was back here, and it was all the way in like the 70s, and it ran all the way down here into the 50s, and now it's running back up to the 68, 70 area, and it is going to be cruising here because it looks like it wants to get trending up just like we said it wanted to. Look at that 20 curled up just like we thought, crossed right through. It wants to carry this thing, and that is quite an impressive chart right there. I love when they do that, when you look at them 3 months out and call exactly what they're going to do, and it's money right there. And that chart just showed it from months ago, guys, and every time I look at it, it's exciting because it was like, yep, it played out perfectly, and you could see it happening right there. So there you go. And you can't just take every chart that's in that downward trend and know it's going to do this. Just has that certain look where you just know it does it. And I guess it's just, that look that I see, I guess, from many years of experience. And but yeah, you could just see this thing, what was happening, and I was calling it out and saying they got something going on. Watch this thing start turning around, and that chart did exactly that. Look at that trend line build up right there, boom, and wants to get rolling. There's OCGN, and what a beauty right there. So ICON right here, the good old icon. And that one looks like it was running up in the after hours. It wasn't doing much today, I know that. And let's see, 210 to 219. It closed at 213 right there, so that's not bad. It's up a little bit from where it opened. It ran up a little bit, pulled back some. It's still in the basement, and we'll keep an eye on Icon. A lot of these penny ones are just taking their time to run. The market's been a little wacky too, so it's understandable. And ALLR was running up yesterday. It's hitting that line right there, and it's just kind of holding it back. So that trend line's holding it. If it can get up there, and it could just be some healthy pullback, as you see the trying to curl back up to 20 and the 50, and it could try to make it that resistance a support line. So we'll see if it does it. It very well could. That resistance, I couldn't think of the word at first. I was struggling. That resistance right there could easily become support and then rock and roll this thing even higher. So keep an eye on ALLR. Definitely has an opportunity to get moving right there. Some more FMTO was a reverse splitter, and it was running up today. So it doesn't say it here, but it was kind of cruising up. And this is one we were watching, and this one wasn't too bad right there. Reverse split, 480 out and ran up to 1147. I didn't even see it run that high, to be honest with you. And then it came down to 357. It closed in the 720s. I knew it closed up, but I didn't realize it got up to 11s. So yeah, there you go with that reverse split runner. And we did like that one. We were watching this right before it reverse split. And there you go with FMTO right there. And this UAMY was still running up. And look at this. It hit that resistance the other day, pulled back, but curled right back up, and looks like it wants to get into the top again. So keep an eye on this UAMY. It has been running up right there, and it looks like it wants to run up a little bit higher. United States Anatomy Corp. And it's a metals and mining one, and they have been running. So let's keep your eyes on that one because it is going to curl back up higher. It looks like just like AREC, that one was dipping down, but look at it. It stayed into the top, and I have a feeling it could try to bounce back up tomorrow. So keep an eye on it. We'll see if it stays up into the top. I'll look at it in the morning there, but you can see it right here. We'll see if it gets that bounce or even a little bit of a bounce. So we'll watch that, and just watch for that little bit of a bounce if it can stay up in the top right there. And USAR, that USAR, I think I said that last time. USAR, USA Rare Earth Inc. It's another industrial metals and mining one, and this one is pulling back. It had run up last week pretty well, and we'll see when it gets cruising back down to this line right here if it's going to bounce back off at that 20. It appears it's probably going to want to right there. So keeping an eye on USAR for that pullback and getting set up. And Wang and Lee, I'm telling you, I'm watching this thing. I've been keeping an eye on it, and it's getting really close, guys. Look at that look right there. And your 20 is not too far off. It's at 24. This is at 18, and it is getting close, and it's in a good spot. So just keep your eye on Wang and Lee right here. I don't even know what happened with that, but it does. It has that look. It's building itself up. and you can see how close it is right there. So just keep your eye on Wang and Lee, because it did, and it does have these nice look at each day. It got a nice little dip, even better than the day before. So, and then it's closing up. Look at that pattern, guys. That's pretty impressive right here. Look at this. It started out small candle, and then it got medium, and then it's a big bear candle, and now let's keep on rolling into the bull section and get rolling. So that's an interesting look, just the way that happened. So look for that pattern tomorrow. See if it wants to jump up higher. You catch a dip a little lower down here at like that low 16 area, and it runs up to 18 again, or even higher. That would be really nice on Wang and Lee, but it is setting up right there, and I do like Wang and Lee for that setup. That chart, I'm telling you, it looks pretty good. We've been liking that one. And how about Treasure Global right here, TGL? And that one, I know it ran up last week. Let's see. We were looking to see if it wanted to curl back up, and I think it might want to, as a matter of fact. Look at it. It's trying to stay above there, and most of them are on this green day today. So I would say it's given a good shot to try to roll back up for Treasure Global, TGL. So that one's not looking bad right there. You can keep your eye on that and see if it wants to roll back up. And how about KIDZ, this good old kids? It was rolling around a little bit, not a whole lot today. Well, it ran up at some point. It might have been early, 1:30 it got up to, and I didn't see it running up, but I knew it did run up. So I think it did run up kind of early. But remember, this thing's going to curl up, and every time these things run up, they do run up, but sometimes they'll close a little lower than the previous day. So you have to be careful. But they do have some good run up, 109 to 130, and it closed at 108. So there, I wasn't even looking at the numbers, but exactly what I just said it was going to do, or can do, it basically did it. And so just be careful, but it's not looking bad. And you can see it curling up, and it will run. It does look like that bottom right there. So KIDZ is another one we want to keep an eye on. That's for sure. And HKPD, this was running up a little bit today. Nothing real crazy, but it had that weird look. It was trying to pull back and also curl up at the same time. Let me see what it did in the after hours. It looks much better there, 93 to 101, and it closed just under 101 right there. So that is looking pretty good, guys. HKPD. And again, we were looking at this before. It pulled back, could have been bottom yesterday. And yeah, the market is looking way better. And it's always just one tweet or one little news story from it turn around like that. So we know you got to be real careful in these market conditions and play the market very safely. CISO, not looking bad yesterday, just kind of hanging out today. And it does look like it wants to crawl up into that channel right there. Like I said, it was not it was just running around today, 50 to 53 down to 44, and it closed just about at 50. That's what that weird look is. But yeah, it does not look bad, like it wants to get crawled up into that channel and move towards the 50 there, which is at 75 cents. So it's at 50 cents right now, and that's not looking too bad. And how about that Shuttle Pharmaceuticals, SHPH? And we were looking at it, and it did run up a little bit there, 24 to 37. I think did it go up even higher than that? I know it ran yesterday. It was run around yesterday, 24 to 26. We were looking at it. And then today, let's see, 24 to 36. And what's it close at? 26 right there. So it closed a little bit higher than it opened, but another one we were looking at in the last day or so, and that got cruising right there, SHPH, and it took the Shuttle Pharmaceutical right up there today. And Holo right here was a reverse splitter, and this thing's getting to be in a good spot, guys. So we'll keep an eye on this. I'm not saying it's in a perfect spot yet. It did reverse split. It was trying to curl up, but it does look like it's trying to get in a good spot right there. So I'll keep an eye on Holo. And, you know, we love good old Holo. So that one is a fun one to always trade. And FFAI, this one's been pulling back here. And again, this one's supposed to have a good May. So it's only April. We'll have to keep an eye on it, and maybe we'll catch a real major bottom. That's what I keep watching it for. Let it keep bouncing down and get lower and lower. And then we'll look at it for the month of May, because apparently this thing loves the month of May. And we're going to watch it for that thing, according to Nader when he was telling us on the TrendSpider show. So if you didn't see that, you can check it out from the other night. And he went through TrendSpider and showed everybody what what they offer and some good things. And it also picks, you can set the things to anything you want, and he just kind of picked monthly trends. And again, FFAI seems to run like 100% every single May. It was kind of crazy. And it used to be FFIE, I believe, and or whatever it was. And that's the one that I had run over 8,000% last year. So we're definitely keeping an eye on it. I promise you that. And how about Mist right here, MIST? We are looking at this and it's running up into the Mist. So here we go. That one's getting into the channel, looking pretty good. MIST. So yeah, keep your eye on that. Not looking bad right there. And running up into the Mist. And WNW, we definitely were early for this one and ran up pretty big today. So that was a good one setting up right there. WNW, almost like wrestling, but yeah, that one ran up pretty fast right there, 199 to 295, and it closed at 215. So it did close up, and it's in the channel. We'll see if it wants to run up some more. It does not look bad, but we'll have to look at it in the morning. It could be one of them early morning ones. You can see it came down a little bit in the after hours, so we will keep an eye on that one and see what it wants to do, WNW. But that was a good run up. And let's see what COEP. We haven't looked at this in a few weeks. That's looking good, up 41 cents, and it's been running up. That was a nice base, and that does look good. COEP, holy cow, that one looks really nice right there. So yeah, watch if it wants to pull back, but you can clearly see this thing is getting set up. Is that, I was gonna say, isn't that one that we were looking at? Somebody kept mentioning it ran all the way up. It even stayed up here, and I mean, it's for as much as it ran up, it only pulled back into the sevens or back into the 12s, and it wants to go back or into the 1160s. It wants to go back up into the 12s and possibly the 13s right there. So yeah, COEP, not looking bad. I would say keep an eye on that one. And DXF, we went over this last night. It was looking good for round 3. Barbara brought it up, and it did run up today. Look at that. It's at 777. It says we'll have to look at it, but that's what it said. It closed at anyway, and it's at 804. But yeah, it did run up some today. It wasn't looking bad. 7 to 835, and it's at 804. And this thing looks like it wants to keep cruising and possibly get through and maybe run up like it did. It already ran up pretty big that one day the other day. So not looking bad for DXF. So you might want to keep an eye on that one. And again, we looked at it last night. It wasn't looking bad. And BTOG right here, Bit Origin. This is one we looked at before it popped up, and it does look like it's trying to crawl up your 20s right there, but it did run up. It says in the after hours. Let's see what it did. BTOG. And I would say it ran up there 12 to 19. It's at the 7, just under 18, and through that 20. Keep an eye on BTOG tomorrow. Bit Origin looking good as well. And CELH right here. That one's running up and making a pretty nice little setup right there. You can see it. So you can see it might want to, it wants to curl up. We'll have to look at it. And that's that Celsius Holdings. Let me take a better look at it and see exactly what it looks like. Yeah, I mean, that looks like it wants to curl through. Look at this thing in the morning, guys. This one might have a quick run up again. Could get like moving into the 40s, hit that resistance and pull back. So that could be an early morning runner right there. So just keep your eye on that one to keep its momentum anyway in the morning. And BGI right here was up 7 cents, running around, curling up right there. Now, is it going to get through? It says it got way up there. Let's see. And it's hitting that line. And we'll have to see. It got into the 20, to the 50 right there, and not looking bad for Burks Group, BGI. That's that luxury group one. We've looked at this plenty of times, and boom, that one jumped up. So, let's see. I don't know. It's hitting that 50 pretty good. I'd have to look at it tomorrow at that 115 for BGI. So we can look at that in the morning if you'd like to. And Marin right here. Did this one run? Marin Software up 33 cents. Remember, I told you guys this was going to run. It was on the laptop lowdown list, and it was looking really good right there. And that's probably why it was looking really good right there, because that's why it ran up 49 to 85. It closed at 58. So had to be paying attention to it just like the rest of them. But yeah, boom, there you go with Marin. And that did get cruising for us. So MRIN, there are MRIN, yeah. what a beauty right there for Marin. And we were just looking at that this week, and ICCT right here was running up as well. And this one doesn't look bad. I'm not so sure it wants to continue. I'd have to look at it tomorrow to see it's hitting that 20 and bounce off the 50. Usually that kind of pushes it down and looks like it wants to come back. So I'd have to look at ICCT. I'm not sure that it's going to continue to run up, but it was a good one today. And AUUD was running up as well. And another one we've been looking at, and it looks like it wants to curl off that MACD right there, AUUD. And we'll look at it tomorrow and see what it wants to do again. Looks like it wants to 20s coming down, 50s over, and we'll see if it is coming down or if it wants to roll up there. I guess market conditions might determine what that one wants to do right there, AUUD. And let's take a look and see what Lulu. That was a good call right there by Luis Rodriguez. And look at that. It even ran up more in the after hours for us. So that was cruising right along. LULU. And I would say that was pretty. Look at that hitting up there and going to hit that 270 area and see if it can even get into that channel. But yeah, that was a good one. I would say Luis Rodriguez nailed that one right there. And let's take a look at Zena right here, Zena. And that thing is making a nice base. Look at this thing. This one is going to get taken off, huh? It's in a great spot, Zena. And I would say keep an eye on Zena right there. That looks really good. I know Stock Authority posted this out at the end of the day, said he was liking it, and I would have to agree with him. It does look really good right there. So Zena looking good to me. I like that. Zenatech, we'll have to look at that. And BTCT is at BTC Digital. Remember, this thing had run up way. I mean, we looked at it down here in the 70 something, and it ran up to like 27, 26. It was crazy. And now it's looking pretty good to try to run up some more. And remember, guys, this is a crypto related kind of one. But remember, I was telling you about Mara and them guys looking good. And look what they did today. And look at this BTCT. This is looking nice, 336 to 460. It's at 457. So keep an eye on that because it's looking pretty good with crypto running up. Your Bitcoin's at like 93,000. Solana's at 146. And who was telling you guys that it was setting up to get cruising? And especially that ETF 500, what's that at right now? Because I'm telling you, that thing is going to be something major, guys. So you're going to want to be looking at that bad boy. And it is like, what, almost a 7.8 market cap right there. So yeah, it looks pretty good on the chart and looks like it wants to get cruising back up. And as far as I know, I mean, I could be 100% wrong, but as far as I know with these type of coins right here, there's no taxes on them. Like they're just like, they're not even tracking them. They don't even care about them. It seems like nobody. It's so bizarre and weird. And but yeah, apparently I've looked into it. I haven't found anything. So if anybody else knows, please let us know. And so yeah, I mean, as many people as you talk to, everyone seems to think that these meme coins like this one and some of these other ones like the Trump coin and stuff like that apparently are like not being taxed. I have no idea, but I don't even know how they would trace these things because you could send them into any kind of wallet that you wanted to and basically get the money. I mean, I don't know how they could even trace it all. You could just be like, oh, someone sent me a bunch of money. I mean, I don't even know. It's kind of crazy to me, guys. I don't know the obvious laws about that because I'm not an accountant or anything like that, but from what I've looked into, that's what I've seen a million times. I know a lot of people talk about it too, that it's that exciting because if it is the truth, I mean, when else do you going to have an opportunity to make money like that for something to go up and then be pretty much tax free? I mean, that's pretty wild shit right there. So as far as I know, we'll have to ask accountants and stuff like that, or if anybody knows, let me know, please, because I've been looking and I don't see anything on it. And I know they came out and had a message of like something. They said something before. I forget exactly what it was, but it was along the lines that it wasn't like a security or whatever. So I have no idea. But anyway, usually we have to you know do your capital gains. But I have no idea, guys. I really don't know with these meme coins, obviously crypto and stuff you do, but that kind of thing, I have no idea, and I don't even think they know. So it could be a wild opportunity, and these things could get ripping really quick. This could be something that goes fast and then even pulls back just as fast. So you could see this thing rock and roll like immediately, boom, go quick, and then like I said, maybe run a few months, not even a whole long time, and then come back down, and then maybe have another run back up. We'll be playing it obviously daily, but yeah, these things are looking pretty good. And we were talking about it. Obviously, we were early on the crypto scene and knew it was setting up. I posted about it like a couple days before, like April 16th. I just saw the post because I posted it out and said it was setting up to get ready to cruise. So, how about Web Bull pulling back here? It says it was running around quite a bit today, and this one honestly could be a great opportunity just to trade. Keep an eye on this thing. BULL. Look at this, 23 to 33, and it's at 25. So it's coming back down, and I think you're going to get a roll off. So keep an eye for this bottom down here around your 21. See if it pulls back anymore, but it could be a great opportunity for that bull. And your yin and your yang right here. Your yin is your bull with China, and that one is crawling up, but hitting the MACD, has a 20 over it, and I'm not so sure it wants to go up, but the yang does look like it wants to come down more. And again, Trump came out and said he's not going to play hardball with China or whatever. I don't even know everything they said. It was a crazy day with all kinds of things happening. It's like this every day. Is you can't even keep track of it all. You just got to look at the charts and see what the hell's going on and play it from there, because it'll make your head explode if you try to follow everything going on. It's just too much, I think. And so yeah, we just look at these things. But yeah, that yang looks like it wants to come down now. It was looking good and made that big resistance line coming down there. So it does look like it's going to kind of stall out and things are going to look better. So again, I was expecting something on Easter. Nothing happened. It was Red Monday. And then today, all of a sudden, it looks really good. So, I mean, it's like, it's a crazy thing right here. And then tomorrow looks like it's going to be good. Here's our gold was pulling back here, and that looks like it's coming down. And I mean, I was talking about it yesterday, saying if it got back into the top right here, it was going to run. And that's what I was looking for. And clearly it was bouncing. It just was not getting back in there yesterday. I was definitely watching for it. It just couldn't do it right there. So we may see gold pull back down. But again, this might be temporary, and then they go back up and bounce off the MACD. So we might not be completely done with everything, but they could be just changing around as the, talks change, and then all of a sudden tariffs are on. It's just crazy, guys. You got to play it day by day right now, and you can't really think that these things are totally done at any point, because you just never know. And let's look at gold, GOLD, that Barrick gold, and that was pulling down, and now it's getting through that first line, but it has some good defense right there in the 1950s and 1940s. So we'll see if it gets caught up on that MACD for gold. And silver wasn't looking too bad today. It was running up at one point. Let's just take a look and see SLV. There you go, 29.63 to 30.15. It did close at 29.60, so just a hair down. But silver doesn't look bad if that gets curled up right there. So keeping an eye on silver and seeing what that wants to do. And FNGD right here was pulling back and looks like it's going to go back down. But FNGA, that was popping up and looks really good right now. So you might want to keep an eye on that FNGA right there, because that does look good. And obviously that's like the FANG index 3 times leverage, and they're looking pretty good at the moment. So I guess things are looking much better. Look at that look right there. So that is looking pretty good to try to bounce up and get moving. We'll have to look at that FNGA. Hold on. Here we go. Yeah, look at that thing. I mean, it has that 20 right there, but it could get blasted through there, and that's another $10 up. So keep your eye on that. And that is your FANG, your basically your Mag 7 guys to get moving right there. And there you go with that. And here we go. So there's them guys. Oh yeah, and PSTV. I know I wrote these down. Barb put a couple in here, and that is curling up right there. Hit up at that line. Let me take a better look at this PSTV. One we recently looked at, hitting that line. I'm not so sure it can cross through, but it was definitely a good run up today. Plus Therapeutics. I'd have to look at that in the morning. Obviously, watch that for the momentum. It does look like it's setting up, but I'm not so sure it wants to get cruising. I mean, it's right there, though. It's a tough one to tell. I'd look at it tomorrow. Obviously, keep an eye on it in the morning. If it can get right up over this 97 area, just call it 98 to be safe. It can get cruising right there. So that's what you're looking at on PSTV and DATS right here. Dat Chat. I remember this one had run up pretty big before. And this one is getting set up, guys. Dat Chat, a software one, DATS. So, yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on this, although that 50 might be coming down. We'll look at it and see if it can get crossed through. You might get a run up tomorrow and get up into the 260s or even into that channel, and then we'll have to reassess it right there. But that's DATS and CYCU right here. And another one that had run up huge. I think then a reverse split, or it didn't. I think it just ran up like that much that one day. And CYCU, it's trying to curl back up here. It's all the way down at 46 cents. That's pretty wild. Hold on, CYCU. And let's see, it is trying to curl back up right there. So it's not looking too bad. And it has the 20 right there at 51, and it has a pretty big channel right there at 178 or 50. So that could get cruising up again. We'll keep an eye on CYCU and see what it wants to do. And there you go for that list. And let me take a look and see what you guys want to see. And we'll just keep on cruising, go through our laptop travel, our Jolie Jams, and our SPY and our big cap, and see what we see for tomorrow and see what wants to be popping. And besides crypto, and we knew that was going to be cruising. And again, the futures look like they're up, so that's pretty good. And let's look at ELEV, Elevation Oncology, for blue collar Teamster over here. And this one was running up for a few days. And look how many days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once you get up there like that, I said we were talking about another one, or somebody asked me about one. I don't know if it was a message or we were talking about on here. I don't really remember. But you have to be careful when you see that run up for like almost 5, 6 days in a row. You almost have to figure they're going to base out. Whether they pull back, you're not sure, but you have to figure they're going to try to base out. Now, this does look like it might try to, base out and possibly go up, but you could have a little bit of pullback. So just word of wisdom, anytime you see them run up, like if I see that kind of green candle look, I'm always going to be skeptical. And again, that's why, they run for 10 days straight. It's they don't even FFIE didn't run for 10 days straight. There was a little bit of slight pullback as it was running up. You're going to see it. So yeah, this a little healthy pullback, but that look right there, you could be trying to top out. And again, you just got to be careful with something. I mean, you just got to be careful when you're trying to trying to chase this. Like I would look for it to try to pull back a little bit lower, and then see if you can catch it on the way up next time, because you got that big run up. So that's what you're looking at right there for that. And that's what grabbed my attention immediately when I see that look. That's what I just think of. So I just kind of make sure that you're careful with something that runs up like that. And that good old Viking here, let's look at it. It does have earnings tomorrow, and it does look pretty good, Luis Rodriguez. And it does look like that bottom could have been down there. And look at that. I mean, this thing was way down there. It was beaten down for a while, Viking, VKTX. And yeah, look at this thing. It is looking pretty good. We'll see if it can bust through that, but it could run up into that 27 area for VKTX. So you can keep an eye on that. And Elf Beauty right here, we were talking about it yesterday. I forgot, but that was looking pretty good. And that one could run up into that 57 area. So that was a good one today. It was running up some more in the after hours, it says. And yeah, it's hitting that 20. We'll have to see, but that was a really good one right there. We looked at Lulu we looked at Lulu, and that one was running up. That was a pretty one from yesterday, ran up beautifully. So we were looking at that one as well. So good ones right there, Luis Rodriguez. And the banks had a stellar day as well. like JP Morgan and all them crew, and they were up, and look at where they're positioned. So they are looking pretty good. JP Morgan not looking bad right there, I would say. And even Morgan Stanley in the same position. Look at it. And Citigroup almost in the same spot, too. And what's COF? Capital One. And that one's in the channel. So, yeah, I would say all of them look pretty good right there. And that semiconductor one is looking much better to bull. And this one might be a good one, too, as well. SOXL. So you might want to keep an eye on this because it is way beaten down, and that thing is looking pretty good curled up there. I must say, Luis Rodriguez, that is a really good look right there. SOXL. I think we're going to have to keep an eye on the semiconductors right there because that's looking good. So, yeah, keep an eye on that guy. And obviously, your 20 is up here at $12. You're at 918. It did run up in the after hours as well. So there you go. I like that one. And yeah, Toyota Motor, he sent me a message today and went right up to 179 right there. And it looks like it's going to get up here. I'm telling you, Luis Rodriguez should be on their board. I'm telling you, because he knows this stock amazing. He called this thing perfectly. Like down here, he knew it was going up. We should all just jumped on whenever Luis Rod, just let us know when Toyota Motor looks really good like that, and we'll just take your word for it. I'll look at the chart and we'll just know you're right on the money. And because that was incredible. I mean, that was pretty impressive what you did with Toyota Motor. And now I see why you have one that still runs at 300,000. They should be using you for commercials, Luis Rodriguez, like doing the stock chart, running your car 300,000 miles, and just being like, "Yeah, this company's great." And look at it; looks really good too. I mean, it's set up perfectly at the perfect time right there to bounce up even higher. So I would look at it tomorrow for sure. So definitely looks like it's going to break through to me. I mean, it's at 179 right now. It's at 180. So, yeah, it already broke through right there. And I was going to say, it looked like it wanted to already. And this had it stop, and this has it already broken through. And I have a feeling you might even break through that 50 tomorrow, Luis Rodriguez. So, there you go with TM. And that is Toyota Motor. So, he nailed that thing. And that's a beauty. And let me see what else is going on. Let me see if there's any messages on this side over here. And let's see, UHC. Let's see what that's up to. United Healthcare. That's been well, let me type it in first. Is it UHC? UNC? What is it? United Healthcare. What the heck is it? Hold on. What is it? Holy cow, why can't I find it? What the heck is that one? We've just been doing it. It's United Healthcare. It's not UHC, it's UNH. There it is, UNH. That's what it is. That's it. Man, driving me nuts. You wrote UHC and couldn't figure that one out. UNH right there, trying to trick me, Luis Rodriguez, after that good Toyota Motor run through, and then you try to trick me with United Health Group. But anyway, and but yeah, here we go. UNH. Let's look at it. I mean, it is trying to curl out of the basement relatively quick right there. Let me see if it does really want to get out of here. I don't know. I'm not convinced it could be trying to bottom out, but I'm not convinced it's trying to run up like immediately. So I'll look at that in the morning. UNH. And let me write it down there, UNH, so I know what I'm looking at. But yeah, that one, it is way down. So we're definitely going to be watching for that opportunity. That's for sure. And so, yeah, I would say that's a definite one to look at. And Laptop Travels on and a bunch of people. TWG, let's look at that one real quick and see what that's doing. That's a Top Wealth Group, maybe. Yeah, there you go. Top Wealth Group. I remember these things. It's crazy. Anyway, let's see. That one's like really small right there. I gotta check this out over here. TWG. Can't even tell what it was doing over there. I think I gotta refresh it. But yeah, it was moving around 13 to 15. It closed in the 14 and not looking too bad right there. Let's see. It might get running back up into the 20 right there tomorrow. So Top Wealth Group not looking too bad. Let me reload that. There we go. That looks better. And yeah, it's not looking too bad. It did run up, so we'll see if it can continue to run up there, but it's not looking too bad. Let's see what else is going on over here. Let me see. Yeah, no problem. UNH, we got it. Just having fun. That's all. Tricking my brain, making me work there. All good, trust me. So yeah, UNH United Health, we're definitely keeping an eye on this, guys. This one's down at that bottom. They just had them earnings, came way down, and we're going to look at it for that bounce. And again, I'm not positive it's ready, but it does have that bottomish look there. So that's what we're going to be looking at for that. And let's roll through our laptop travel list right here and see what's looking good. I know the first one was looking pretty good. I was looking at the first few and they were looking nice. So we can keep on cruising right here, AFMD, and we'll look at these guys. And that was up 3 cents. It said it pulled back a little bit. I have to look at it, AFMD, but it did look pretty, it did pull back a little bit. Still tried to curl up though. Would have closed at 73. It opened at 75. It did pull back a little bit. I look at that in the morning, but it didn't look bad when I first looked at it. ARMP. Let's look at that one. Armada Pharmaceuticals, and this one's trying to fight up into that channel and look pretty good. ARMP. So yeah, look at this thing. This one actually does look like it's going to get into the channel right there. So keep an eye on that one right there. That's looking better. ARTW, Archway Manufacturing. I remember this one had run up recently. And this one runs around a lot. I remember this, and it's curling back up right here. ARTW. Look at that run up today, 153 to 167. It's at 157 and does appear like it wants to curl back up some more. So one to keep an eye on for sure. ASST. And if you can't find something that you don't know what to trade, just take a look at this laptop travel list because there's always one on here. And this assist ASST asset entities, I think we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on this thing because this is going to be setting up really well right here. And let's just take a look. I think that's going to get curled back up and rolling. So I'm going to be watching that thing, ASST and BFRI. Let's see what that's doing right here. Not looking bad on there on that chart. Let's see what this chart tells us over here. BFRI, and yeah, it's just kind of rolling down that 20. If it gets curled back up, and it looks like it's trying to on the rest of the chart, it just hasn't done it yet, but it's trying to. So I would keep an eye on BFRI. That one does not look bad at all. And bold, BOLD, is Boundless Bio. And that's in the channel right there. Let me see how bold this one wants to be. BOLD. I can't even type, but there we go. I'll just click on it. And it is running up. You'll probably hit that resistance and come down pretty soon. But I think that was one that was on the list before, and it was pretty bold. And it did run up right there. And again, look at that. It steadily ran up. You had a couple little red day pullbacks, but nothing crazy. That's what you want to see. When you see them all just run right up, you know it's going to be coming back down. And there you go with BOLD. It could be set, like I said, it can just get set up right there, hit the resistance, stay in that channel, and keep on rolling. And Coop right here is Mr. Cooper Group. And let's see what Coop's doing. They have earnings coming up tomorrow. And let's take a look and see what it wants to do. It looks like it's pulling back. Let's see if it's pulling back over here. It's trying to curl up. It's not exactly trying to pop that 20s over it, so it makes it a little tougher. So we'll keep an eye on Coop, Mr. Cooper Group right there, and GFAI. Let's see what they're up to. Guard Force. That's set up really good, and it is looking really nice. I did peek at this one just because I'm familiar with it, and I haven't looked at it in a while. And I said, I wonder what that's doing. And yeah, look at that sitting right there. So you're going to want to make a mark on GFAI because that looks really good. GLMD, let's see what that's doing right here. Let's see. That one's curling up, not looking bad at all. So we'll keep an eye on GLMD. Look at it getting into that channel right there. And again, these are just really good, solid ones that run around if you don't know what you're looking at and you need something to look for. This is a great list to start with. And IKNA, I'm not even familiar with this one, but this one appears like it's trying to run up a little bit. It did today anyway, and it doesn't look too bad. We'll look at it tomorrow. But that one's a decent one to check out. And JUNS, I guess. Yeah, JUNS, Juniper Neurosciences. Let's see what they're up to right here. That looked like it was trying to curl up. JUNS. Yeah, I mean, it's just trying. It's been trying to get into this channel. We'll have to look at it. Could take another few days or a day or two. And LMFA, that's a credit service one. That one's been dipped down pretty good, but it does look like it's trying to set up for a little pop up here. So that's another one to keep an eye on. Look at that getting into that channel at 122 to 138. It's at 130 right there, and it has some crazy resistance. If it pops up and gets through to 50, it's all the way up there like 225. So that one has a lot of room. It could run LMFA right there and loop. Let's see what this is doing. And that one is trying to set up, but I'm not so sure that one's going to exactly run through right there on that look. Let's see what loop's doing here. Yeah, I'm not so sure loop wants to run just at the moment. I'd have to look at that. RVP. Oh, just one R right there. Retractable Technologies. That one doesn't look bad on that look right there. RVP. We'll have to look at this. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I would keep an eye on that one. Looks pretty nice. SFWL. That one ran up pretty good today. $1 to 128, and it closed at 98. So that is SFWL. Shengfeng Development. It is a China one, and it did run up like crazy. And then it pulled right back there. So it crossed through. I'd have to look at that one tomorrow. It has a crazy look right there after today's big run up. And SIDU, this one's City of Space and Aerospace and Defense. We've looked at this one. It's been way down there. And this one could be a really good one to keep an eye on. Has a lot of room to run. Like I said, we know it's been beaten down. We've looked at it before. Has a huge channel, and it just got in there too. So keep an eye on SIDU. That's a good one. Silo. I know we looked at this one not long ago. What's it doing? It was up a little bit. And look at that. That bottomed out on that crazy run up 95 to 109. And today it's 113. It's at 105 to 113 right now. It did get up to 115 and not looking bad to get into that channel for Silo. And that's a pretty good one. And TAN, TANH, Tontech or whatever, curling up right there. And this is a China one as well. And this one is trying to cruise up and not looking bad, 192 to $2. So keep your eye. Oh, man, what did I just do? Shoot. Did I just mess something up? I don't even know. I don't think so. Nope. I think I'm good. Yeah, it's still good. All right. Oh, you know what just happened there. But anyway, TANH. And that one is not looking bad. And like I said, it has a huge channel right there. If it can really get in there, it can really get moving up to that 260 or so. We'll keep an eye and see if it's trying to. And I mean, it is trying, but it's not exactly there yet, as you can see. And VEEA, let's see what they're up to right here. VEEA. And that one's just kind of running flat there on that 20. It looks like it's been trying to move, but again, just kind of hanging out. And it did run up or opened up high and then closed. It opened and closed at the same price, but came down. So a weird, strange look right there. But that's definitely one to keep an eye on, VEA. And there you go with your laptop travel list. Some really good ones, like I said. If you're stuck and don't know where to look, it's always a solid watch list right there. And we go through them and pick out the ones. And yeah, that GFAI is looking pretty good right there. Look at that thing. And keep an eye on that guy. That could be cruising along. SXTC, we look at this. That's a small cap China one. We've looked at it before. It took a big old dip recently and ran up today. So again, you can't really jump in these things early. I know that TIVC, TIVIC, we've looked at this a bunch of times, and I know we had it in that last run up, and it ran up again today pretty big. So and again, you can't be in these too early because they'll crush you down. TMDE, somebody asked about this thing, and it was brand new, and it did run up pretty good today, I must say. 351 to 524. What did it do yesterday? It got from 3 to 3 to 12, or 3 to 4, and then today, what am I talking about? It went from 326 to 412. That's where I was getting 4 and 12, and then today 351 to 524. So, and that's where it closed. So watch this thing in the morning. It has some pretty good momentum right there for TMDE. And let's take a look at our Joey's Jams real quick and see what Agrify's doing. It's just kind of hanging out down here, trying to get set up. It looks like it's trying to bottom out. We'll see if it tries to curl through or pull itself back up. It was trying to set up not long ago. It looks like it pulled back. And we'll, like I said, we'll see if it can pull itself back up and get rolling up again. If not, it's going to have to get set back up and blink. This one's been way down. It even hit the basement, came out, and it does look like it wants to get back up over that 73-cent area and run, but will it get crossed through? I'm not so sure. We're holding on to that pattern until it completely breaks. We know that. Until they absolutely break that pattern, we're not letting go of it. So that's what you're looking at on Blink, and we'll play it by ear tomorrow when we hit that MACD line. And Sezzle hitting some resistance up there, but looks like it wants to try to break through. So again, some of these are looking pretty good. You can see this one's going up, and it does look like it's going to run up some more tomorrow for good old Sezzle. And Sterling, I'm telling you, this thing was not looking bad, and it is getting set up. It looked like it had a little healthy pullback, and it wants to run up a little bit more. Let me take a better look at that 20 and 50 as they meet. They're going kind of flat. You like that 20 to be up in the air and pushing it. So we'll look and see tomorrow how it curls up on Sterling. And good old Rivian right here. What was Rivian doing if I type it in right? We'll see. It was up 21 cents and trying to move around some more, but it's still down there, crossed down. So I'm not so sure Rivian's exactly ready. And that 20 looks like it's going to push it down. And it does not look like it's going to get through, at least at the moment. That's what it looks like from right now. And good old Symbotic was up today, SYM. And this was curling up pretty nice. So keep your eye on Symbotic right here, SYM. And there you go. It's your Jolie's Jams. And thank you very much, Asian Jolie. Appreciate them. And in the morning, we do our Jolie's Jumpers. So if you're new to the show, we appreciate everybody tuning in always. But we do a 9 p.m. show every night and a 7 a.m. pre-market show. So if you want to catch the market and see what's going on in the morning, we cover it then at 7 a.m. and we crush right through it and see what's going on. But we find out what's happening at nighttime, and then we carry it over into the morning. So we always know what's going on each day. We know exactly how it's opening up, what's happening. And right now, you really have to be on point and follow it day to day and really know exactly which stocks you're looking at. And don't be jumping in too many of them because they are crazy. They can run up one day and pull back majorly the next day. You're having like 1,000-point rallies and dips here on the daily. So it is crazy. And if you can catch them right, you can do well. So here we go. And let's see if we can do well with our SPY and our big caps and see what's going on. SPY. Here we go. It was running up another $9 in the after hours, guys. Thing was cruising up there, so you don't even see it, but it was rolling up, looking pretty good. And again, some good news was coming out. So yeah, 518, it went up to 537. It closed at 536. So there you go. It was running up even more. It is hitting that 20 though, so it's going to be interesting tomorrow. I can tell you that right now. I'm excited for tomorrow morning to see how this market's going to open after a big green day. And it does say that the futures are up, so we'll see what's going on. You can see some of the there's all the futures up right there. And so yeah, it's kind of interesting. There you go. And we'll see what's going to be happening tomorrow. So that will be fun early in the morning. But first, let's go through our big caps, our Mag 7 right here, and see how they look. Apple trying to curl back up, not looking bad, even up some more in the after hours. And that did get through to 20. So if that tells you anything for the SPY, it tells you that the SPY could do it. Apple did it. Amazon looking way better. And this one was curled down, this and Microsoft. And again, it's still not through, but does look way better today than it did yesterday. I have to say that. These things were, like I said, curled down. It just curled right through like it was no big deal. So pretty impressive. I'm not going to lie. Google right here trying to roll back up and roll off. So Google not looking bad as well. GOG. So keep an eye on that because that looks like it wants to run up some more. And how about good old Meta right here? Because that one looks like it's hitting the MACD. And is it going to cross through? It looks like the rest of them are trying to. So why not Meta just blast right through it? And that's what it looks like it wants to. Microsoft was also crossed down. And that one looks like it wants to roll up. Has some earnings coming up at the end of the month. But look at that thing. It was running up pretty impressive today. MSFT. And yeah, look at that thing. Looks like it wants to roll right off, get into that channel and run up even higher. So that's what they look like right there for your Mag 7 so far. And good old NVIDIA, NVDA. And this thing was just kind of hanging out. I was surprised, but it is still crossed down. If any of them didn't look great, it might have been NVIDIA, but it was rolling up. It just didn't run like crazy like the rest of them. And it is at 102. It did run up some more in the after hours, so it ran up more or less, I would say, in the after hours than it did today. But yeah, now it's looking pretty good to run up. It was just taking its time, I guess. And Tesla, I don't even understand earnings. They didn't hit their earnings at all, and yet somehow it's cruising up there. It looked like it wanted to come back through, coming down. I have no idea. I kind of feel like Tesla's going to pull back tomorrow. I know it's up right now, but I just don't see it going over that 20 right there. So I kind of feel like Tesla's going to pull back. Maybe I'm nuts, but that's what it looked like. And I was amazed that it went up in the earnings in the after hours because they like missed everything. So, I don't play that. The earnings anyway. And that's exactly what I was saying. I was saying, I'd wait and play around the earnings. So now we'll take a look at it because, again, I just don't understand. It's so bizarre. So that's what I look at. The chart, honestly, like I was saying, it looked like it wanted to go down. So I guess it was showing that their earnings weren't great. But again, it still went up like $12. Beats me. I have no clue. But anyway, let's keep on cruising. AMC, that was up today a little bit and not looking bad, and not GWE, but GameStop is GME, who said this was looking really good. And there you go. That one jumped up quite a bit, over $1 GME. And look at that. Looks like it's going to keep running. And how about that Chewy? We like that one too. And it looks like it's going to run up some more. So Chewy looking good as well. And yeah, I think Chewy's going to get cruising, guys. So you might want to keep an eye on that one. What's Unity up to anyway? We haven't looked at it, and that one's not looking too bad. So I would keep an eye on Unity as well. And that's the letter U right there in that channel. Could get up to that 50 right there. And let's take a look at Netflix. Remember, I did say it wanted to get back to $1,000 relatively soon. Well, it just did it overnight, right like that. Over up $52, up another 12. And Netflix was cruising like it was no big deal, and it got well over 1,000 with no problem, and it looks like it wants to go even higher. So that's what Netflix looks like. And AVGO, let's look at our semiconductors right here. And again, we were looking at that SOXL, and it was looking pretty good. These look like they appear like they want to cruise back up and roll off the MACD. It's in the channel right there. They were looking a lot worse the other day. MU looking better to try to get through. Look at it. We'll see if it can cross through. I didn't think it would be able to yet, but it's already doing it. Again, it just takes a little bit of news and say that you got some deals, and then you're not playing hardball with China anymore, and whatever else is going on, and trying to get things worked out. And then the market starts cruising again. So that's all you have to see here. And we know it's just been back and forth crazy. TSM, that looks much better right now, trying to cruise back up. So we'll keep an eye and see if it can get through that 20. SMCI, much better. We'll see if it can cross through. It's hitting that MACD right there. So we will definitely be keeping an eye on it. SMCI, it's right on that trend line and not looking bad. I would assume it will run up just like AMD was today and up in the after hours. But again, this one has to cross through because it was already down. So we'll see what they look like tomorrow morning. It'll give us a better idea. And QCOM right here was trying to cross through. It actually did. And this one wasn't looking bad. This one's been pretty strong right here, but it's hitting that 20. So we have to see what it wants to do. Intel right there was popped up. And another one we have to see if it'll cross through. I'm not sure. Some of them are. So we'll see tomorrow. PayPal's pumping up right there too. And Snow had been coming down, and that one curled up. So a lot of them looking way better after today, and we've seen them look way better than look bad and look better. It's what they're doing right now with the market, guys. We already know that until it gets completely settled down. You just have to play it day by day, and play the news and the pops like this. So that is Dell right there, up a little bit more in the after hours. PLTR Palantir was up and still cruising up, looking pretty good. Sophie actually turned back around and looked way better today. So a lot of these, and we were talking about Mara and Riot, talking about how good they looked, and Clean Spark. That one ran up pretty good, but we were all over these guys real early, and Clean Spark cleaned it up today and looks like it wants to run up even higher. And even MicroStrategy was up 25, another 12, looking good, and crypto looking good. We'll just finish up right here. Coin up 15 bucks, looking good right there. And so was Robinhood, was up a little bit and setting up the run up. So there you go with them guys. And DJT, remember I was saying it was looking good. I didn't know how. Well, that's how, because the market was getting pumped up. No wonder why. And that was looking good. It ran up. Fun looking way better right there. MTN, this one doesn't look great, but it is trying to move up. I don't think it'll curl up. It's been pretty bad for Val. And McDonald's was pumping up today, up to that to the resistance. I can't think of that word. Resistance right there. So we'll see. It does look like it wants to run through and get up into the 320. So it does look like McDonald's wants to run a little higher. And Boeing right here was up, and they have earnings coming up. Is it like coming up tomorrow, maybe? Yep, tomorrow they have earnings. So we'll see about the Boeing earnings right there. And Lockheed Martin, that one was up today, and we do like this one, and it looks like it's going to get curled up and running, guys. So keep your eye on Lockheed Martin right here. It is looking pretty good, I must say. LMT, so we'll keep an eye on that. I should add that to the list, and I will. I'll take like Space right off of there, and we'll add Lockheed Martin, because this thing, now that Space wants to run, we'll take it off. But yeah, Space, we've looked at it just do nothing for like forever, and now it actually looks pretty good all of a sudden. But I mean, it's nothing real crazy, but it could get a nice little pop up there. So keep your eye on Virgin Galactic, SPCE. IBM not looking bad today. That one was running up and trying to curl up. They have earnings tomorrow as well. They do have earnings tomorrow as well for IBM. And Disney right there. Let's see. That one's popped up looking better, crossing through. Let's see if it's all the way through right there. Yeah, it is. That's good. Disney not looking bad. And how about Oxy? And these guys were trying to curl up, and let's see if they get through, as a matter of fact, because they were looking pretty good for Oxy and ExxonMobil. They both had them big fish hooks hitting the 20 coming down. So it's going to be interesting if they go through. And let's take a look at Nike right here. That one is curled up, not looking too bad. And DX, what is it? DXYZ, Destiny Tech 100, and that looks like it's trying to curl back up a little bit and trying to make a little base right there. So we'll see if it does want to get curled up. It looks like it was trying to, and that could have been the bottom yesterday. So it is making that base and trying to get cruising. And there you go with DXYZ in that list right there. So let me see if there's anything else. Let's take, and that HPOT, actually, I know I tweeted it out, but apparently like they changed the IP today or whatever. I know Laptop Travel mentioned it, and I tweeted it back out. But that was kind of odd right there. And let's take a look and see what's going on with the market, and let's see if anybody else wants to see anything. So we'll go through and check them out. Let's see what's going on real quick with the news. Stock dollar gains right there on trade talks and Fed reprieve. So, yeah, stock dollars rebound in Asia as Trump steps back. And Dow futures jump 400 points after Trump says he doesn't plan to get rid of the Fed chief. And Tesla stock rises after Musk says he'll cut the time spent on Doge and he's going to go back to Tesla. They got slaughtered today. It was crazy, and it still went up. And Tesla, Musk says he'll be spending less time at Doge. Stock rallies 5%, 5%, 5% despite big miss. So I guess just Elon saying that he's going to go and work there more made it jump up. I guess he needed to. I mean, it was like crazy how bad it missed, and it still went up. So it was bizarre. And here, let's take a look and see what's going on over here. There's that SOXL we were looking at right there. How about that plugs way down? That one might be a good one right there. PLUG, we'll keep an eye on that. And let's see what else is going on. MSTU is a MicroStrategy long. That one is curling up pretty good right there, I must say. And your SPY right there looking pretty good. Let's see what else is going on. That Hertz ran up some more today. And there's our logic mark. We'll see what that looks like in the morning. Mara and Wolf. I was talking about this one yesterday on the small cap show. That one was looking really good. That Terra Wolf. And let's see what else is going on. That big bear right here, BBAI. That one's looking pretty good. Keep an eye on that. BBAI, might have to jot that one down right there. That one looked pretty good. I can see that. And let's see what else is going on over here. Let's see what is happening. Let me look. That gels ran. OBGL oblong. We've looked at that before. It's already running up. That WNW we were looking at before it ran up. And let me see if anything else grabs my attention while we're looking. Marin, we were all over that one. We were early for that guy. And let's see, FMTO, same with that. And let me look and see if anything else. Nothing real crazy, to be honest with you, at the moment. There's that Tivik. And I'll just kind of look around, but I don't really see anything that crazy. These are like ETFs and stuff like that. Boom. Let me see if I see NCL. That one ran up a little bit. What's that? What was the what's that Northrop whatever it is, like NOC or so? Yeah, Northrop Grumman. Didn't that take a huge dip yesterday? Yeah, that one took a huge dip. It's way down here, minus $67. And that was like yesterday. I think that one took a big old dip. So we'll see. Yeah, it started to dip. And there you go. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that bad boy because that was a huge dip as well. And yeah, I would say we nailed all them. Let me see if I see anything else going on. Any other messages over here? Let me see. Tesla, Intel, Bonk, Doge, all that good stuff. And LK, let's see what this is. And this is that Lunkin, LK, NCY, Lunkin something. I don't even know what I was just typing in. LK, NCY, LK, NCY. I guess it's over here. LKNCY. There you go. Luckin Coffee. That's it. And that one's not looking bad. I don't know if it's going to cross through, though, but it didn't look too bad today. And let's see what else is on here. Sophie and Tivik and everything we've already looked at, and everything else we've already looked at. So, yeah, I'd say we already looked at most things right there. SYRS. What's that doing? SYRS. It's not even on there either, huh? That's an OTCer as well, but that doesn't look too bad for an OTCer. So there you go, OTC crew. There's one for you. And yeah, I think we got to everything right there. And again, it's not a bad market. It'll be interesting tomorrow morning. Again, the futures are up. We'll see how it looks. They're trying to hit them lines and cross through. So it's going to be an interesting one, but the market does look pretty good. We have to admit that. And we will definitely be all over it in the morning at 7 a.m. to see exactly what it wants to do as they start approaching. Because, again, this thing's at 536. It just jumped right over that. So these things are moving, guys. I have to say it's looking much better. And it only took a little bit of news. But, like, right there, you got it right at 536, and it's hitting your 20. So will it bounce down tomorrow? Very interesting look, and we will find out in the morning, I would say. So there you go. I would say that's a pretty quick market review, but again, the market's been all over the place, and we can kind of just run through everything, see what looks good, and see what wants to pop, and then resume on at 7 a.m. the next morning and really catch it going. So I mean, we know exactly what we're looking at overnight. a lot of you 4 a.m.ers will know what to trade, what you're looking at, and some numbers and levels. And then at 7 a.m., we'll check it out because obviously the pre-market's really running at 4 a.m. It's crazy. And then at 7 a.m., you can kind of see what's getting set up for the rest of the day. It's kind of how it works nowadays. It's a way different market than it used to be, but that's the way it works. And that's what we do. We adapt, we pivot with the market conditions and see what's going on. And let's look at our crypto too, because I never looked at that. We were just talking about it. And Bitcoin is at 92,800. It looks like 8 something. Solana's at 147. Ethereum's at 1770, and Ripple's at 220. And let's just look at these charts because they were looking good, obviously, and they probably still do. Yeah, it just ran up there. I mean, look at that look right there, guys. That thing looks like it's going to shoot up, and I keep doing that. And let's look at Solana because that was looking really good as well. Sol. And let's see what that looks like right here. Solana, look at that. That looks like it's going to shoot up as well. So, yeah, these things look really good, guys. And again, they looked good the other day when I was saying that they wanted to run up there. Ethereum, that channel trying to get rolling. And I know Ripple was ripping up there today. XRP, USD. And that was ripping up here. Let's see what it's up to. Yeah, look at that thing over to 50 and wants to keep on running. So there you go. I would say they look pretty good as well. So there's your crypto report and ETF 500. I'll look at that and tell you where that's at. Hold on 1 second. Let me pull it up real quick. Let's see. Come on. It says 7.6 million market cap right there, so not too bad. And the days did change over, so it is a new day. It should run up. It should honestly get back up over that 8 million today, I would assume, and keep on running up there towards that penny. And I'm telling you, once it gets over that penny, guys, it's going to really run. And this thing's going to get nutty. It's going to get squeezing. So that's what it's going to do. And you know it's going to happen relatively soon. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be that. I don't think it's going to be that far off of an investment. I think these things might get cruising relatively quickly. And who knows? Maybe we see a fast pullback. I don't know. We'll play it day by day, but things are setting up, and we're keeping an eye on the market, obviously, to see exactly which way it wants to go. And you know, if he's trying to not play hardball with China and they're really trying to make these things work, we kind of know the timeline that they have. They got to get a plan. So we'll see what's going on. And remember, guys, I did the state of the markets, and I talk about it all the time, multiple times, how he was going to be pressuring Powell. And what exactly did you see? He came out and pressured Powell to get that to get the rates lowered, and now he's pulling back, and they're supposed to have some kind of meeting in a few days, 10 days or something. And we'll see if that extra pressure and now that extra pullback is enough to let Powell lower the interest rates. If they lower the interest rates, guys, it's going to get crazy real quick because that's all Trump wants to get done. And then he can just basically carry out the agenda and make things better. And I've talked about it. I've laid it out pretty simple, and you see what's going on. I mean, it's taking place right in front of our eyes. So it's just a matter of timing it out the right way, being patient, and then just cruising along. So, Paul Atkins becomes SEC chair, boosting Bitcoin hopes. And that happened today. I didn't even know that. He took the SEC chair yesterday, huh? And more Bitcoin-friendly regulatory environment. So there you go. That would definitely make a big deal right there, I must say. And I didn't even see that. Thanks, Luis Rodriguez. Appreciate that. Missed that news completely, but that's pretty big news right there. So, yeah, that would make Bitcoin pretty good. So I would say it was looking, it obviously was setting up for a reason. We know it. And again, remember last time it was trying to set up, and then all of a sudden they announced that crypto summit thing that was just a bunch of nonsense, and everything dipped down pretty good. But I'll tell you what, it was a great opportunity to load up because I'm thinking that these things are going to run, and I was loading up on them dips and everything. So yeah, I like it. My Solana and my Bitcoin and my ETF 500 definitely looking really good positions right there. So I didn't mind the dip at all. So And that's what Logic Mark ended like I said, we'll look at that first thing in the morning. It was looking way better in the after hours, or even towards the end of the day, and then into the after hours, and then towards the end of the after hours it somehow went flat. But we will definitely be watching that because it was looking great today, I have to say. And there you go. I think we got to everything. Our crypto, our Jolie's jumpers, or Jolie's jams, and our laptop travel list, and the rest of the list, and everything you guys wanted to look at. I think we got to everything right there. And again, we'll be on at 7 a.m. So if you're not follow along on X and all that good stuff, YouTube and all them good places. I stream it on X, Facebook, and YouTube. And then also, yeah, we do the show at 9 p.m. and 7 a.m. So if you want to check it out in the morning, see how the market's going to open up and see what you're looking at and what's going to be popping, check it out, because we review the market in the morning. It's a faster show, only about a half hour, 40 minutes tops, and then we roll right through that so you know exactly what's going on. And usually these shows are a little longer, but the market's just been a little bouncy and choppy, so we can kind of cruise along. You guys can have the rest of your evening, and we will be on at 7 a.m. to just resume with the market and see what it wants to do. We'll play it day by day, just as we've been doing, and we've been nailing just about everything. And obviously, nobody's going to be perfect, but we are pretty on point with most things. And even that AGMA, I mean, you look at our list over the days, and you can just pick out the poppers and the ones that I mark up and tell you what's going to be looking good. So, and I'll put this on the stock cube so I remember to post out a picture of the list, and I'll do that right now. So there you go, everybody. Greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. As always, again, follow along, and we'll be on at 7 a.m. We'll do our Jolie's jumpers and our laptop lowdowns, our crypto spy big caps, see what's going on with the market, see what wants to be popping, and answer any questions that you guys are looking at, or look at anything that you guys want to look at. And that's what we'll be doing at 7 a.m. So join us at that time, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Have a great night. And all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. I always appreciate it. Leave some comments and feedback. And I know Twitter's kind of crazy with the bots. It's almost impossible still. I hope Elon gets back to fixing that too, because it's been a disaster. You can't even really post anything. It's just nonstop spam. And I understand people don't even want to comment, because immediately as soon as you comment or post something, there's 7 spam things, and who the hell wants to deal with all that? So there you go. And Blooms is gaining momentum, Laptop Travel said. So let's see BLMZ, and let's see. Yeah, that's trying to move up there in the after hours. So you keep an eye on that early in the morning and see if Blooms wants to bloom some more right there. So thank you, Laptop Travel, for that one. And there you go, guys. And that's how the show operates. And thanks again for tuning in. And I'll see you guys at 7 a.m. So have a good night, and I'll catch you guys in the morning.